Good morning, you listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning my guest is Paul Murfin, who's the president with Taylor Adhesives. Paul, how you doing?
Kemp, I'm doing really well, thank you.
It's good to talk to you.
How are you?
I'm good. Saw you down at the Dallas Regional Show not too long ago. Let's catch up on a couple things. I want to talk to you today about the acquisition of Frontier Products by Taylor, which is owned by Murfin Adhesives. We'll get to that in just a minute. Just a little background. Paul, you've spent most of your career in the flooring industry. You spent time with Beaulieu and Armstrong, went over to IVC. IVC was acquired by Mohawk. And then it's about a year and a half ago, you came over to work for Taylor, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Been in the flooring industry. You've got my resume pretty much spot on. Also spent more than 10 years in distribution prior to joining manufacturing. So sort of all of my time in the flooring industry, but this is clearly my first time in adhesives and accessories. And I'm really having fun being exposed to a whole new area of the industry.
Yeah, and your accent is British. You grew up in England, right?
Yes, moved here in 1987 and became a U.S. citizen along the way, so I'm afraid I'm here for good.
All right, and you're in charge of Meridian's kind of flooring business. That Meridian's an adhesive company. They're into all kinds of businesses. They're into adhesives for circuit boards and a diverse range of products. It's owned by Arsenal Capital Partners.
That's correct. Your information is quite good. Meridian is an adhesive specialty company. We have divisions in electronics and infrastructure, in packaging, and, of course, flooring. And the flooring division comprises Taylor Adhesives. We also have a company in Dalton called Polycom, and, of course, most recently, the acquisition now of Frontier Products.
And Meridian has been in an acquisition mode with epoxies, Chem, several recent acquisitions, right?
Yeah, a good number of acquisitions, especially in electronics and also infrastructure. We just acquired a company in infrastructure called Convergent. They're in the concrete sealer business. On top of that, of course, now Frontier Products. So I think we're up to about 15 individual companies in the group now. So we continue to grow both organically and, of course, through acquisition.
How's business in the flooring business in the adhesives area?
As you're well aware, the one category that's growing significantly is floating floors, and the downside to that is that they don't use adhesive. But despite that, I think the market is very, very strong. We're enjoying growth in retail. We're enjoying growth in builder and multifamily. The commercial market's a bit slow at the moment, but I think we have plenty of opportunity to grow within the commercial market itself. I would say business is extremely strong right now. If we could get more raw materials, we'd be even happier.
Yeah, two things I want to ask you. You make adhesives for almost every category. I mean, carpet, wood, ceramic, LVT. You've got a solution for all those areas, right?
Yes, every single category of flooring, and we also manufacture products for some of the largest flooring manufacturers, in addition to going to market through the Taylor brand, through independent wholesale distribution. So two sort of ways to go to the market there. I would say we're experts in every category of adhesives, but we are especially relevant when it comes to resilient flooring. That has helped a lot of our growth, and it doesn't hurt that resilient flooring's been on a growth spike for some time.
Yeah.
And, of course, now with Frontier, that will potentially give us an additional brand and potentially an additional way to get to market.
You helped me recently with an interview around the scarcity of raw materials thanks to the Texas freeze. That still is a big issue, isn't it?
Yes, I think a lot of people are now realizing how significant and meaningful the impact of that was. The challenge with raw materials actually predated the storm in Texas. Most of the petrochemical manufacturers had taken down manufacturing based on low demand in the second quarter of 2020. They were then impacted by many of the hurricanes in the Gulf Storm, and that impacted output. And then as demand worldwide went up for multiple chemistry streams and petrochemical feedstocks, they were struggling to keep up with demand. And then this ice storm was sort of a catastrophic event, which has really compounded things. And many of our suppliers, while they're in a better position than they were a couple of months ago, they are still struggling to keep pace with demand today. So it's been a a very challenging time for the industry, not just in adhesives, by the way, but multiple petrochemical feedstocks that impact the flooring industry.
So let's move to this Frontier Products. They're down, I guess, just southwest of Dallas in Alvarado. You've just acquired them. Their specialty is urethane and pressure sensitive. So how do they add to your offering in the flooring market?
Well, I mentioned earlier that we've had particular success in the resilient side of the equation. We have actually avoided up until now being prime in urethane-based adhesives. These products are typically used in a large degree in the hardwood segment of the market.
Yeah.
So this gives us an opportunity to add to our product portfolio and to become more of a prime supplier for urethane-based adhesives that can really supplement our hardwood product offering.
Okay. The addition, as far as your offering, is mostly on the hardwood flooring side.
Yes, their product capabilities are not just limited to that, but the primary area that we will benefit from is, of course, that. So we'll have the opportunity to take some of their products and insert them into the Taylor brand. You may be aware we also sell products under the Bruce brand, so we'll have the opportunity to do that also. We'll, of course, have access to the Frontier brand, and then hoping to offer this as well to our OEM partners, as well as the existing private label customers of Frontier. So multiple opportunities through which we can grow the business.
You were just talking about brands. My next question was about your integration, how you plan to integrate this. Sometimes people say multiple brands, it's hard to keep them all visible. So Frontier will continue as a brand in the business?
The bulk of their business to date has been private label.
Okay.
We will take a look at their technology, and we're very committed to the position that Taylor enjoys and also our relationship with Bruce as well. So those will be our primary sort of focus areas, but I believe there is an opportunity to retain the Frontier brand also and consider how else we might take some of their products to market. Lots of opportunity to think through and decide the best way to complement what we're already doing. The other thing I would add is their location in the central part of the country, Texas, is very helpful to us and very strategic. Texas is a huge market for the adhesive category, so they'll be able to give us additional manufacturing capability, and we'll have the flexibility to manufacture products either in Dalton or in Texas, or of course in our West Coast facility in Fontana, California.
That's right. Just a quick background, that's where Taylor's two manufacturing facilities have been in California and Dalton area, and so this does give you a central location.
Yes. By the way, also thrilled to get to know the team there and to understand some of the unique things that they've been doing. I'm sure there'll be an opportunity for us to learn from some of the interesting chemistry that they've developed and have been working on.
All right, Paul, it's good to catch up with you. Thanks for letting us know what's going on with Taylor and the acquisition of Frontier Products. Again, been talking to Paul Murfin, the president of Taylor Adhesives, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.